Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to talk about how we're going to set up our village system. So, I hope you guys are ready. So, I had just hopped on here, and we had our lovely traveler today kind of show up. And of course, this guy does have a little bit of trades. The big one is packed ice, of course, but I think I know where some packed ice is. I think we traveled to it. Other than that, not really good trades, but he lost someone along the way. And I thought this was kind of strange that he had lost one of his buddies. And I found him. He was actually inside the stable over here. Now, I don't exactly know how that works per se, but I was able to tame him. And we should be able to put a carpet on him, I think. And it changes what he looks like, but like if we take it off of him, does it matter? He goes back to that if we take it off. That is so cool. And is that a normal texture for... like, is that normal? Like, I don't know how these guys work, so I don't really know. Why is all the sheep like trying to get around this guy? Like, I am trying... does he not move? I actually don't know how these guys work, but anyways, it is kind of cool that that's a thing. And I don't know, it says trade llama, so, or trader llama, but we did get it to where it's actually ours. That is super cool. I just think that's like one of those little things that we're gonna have to like save for a while. Like, we can leave them in here, of course. But we're definitely going to have to like give it a custom name. Maybe you guys can let me know what we should name our llama down in the comments below. Let me know, because I would love to see what we should call this guy, because it come from the wandering trader, and he sort of has just left and abandoned his own llama, which I think is kind of hilarious. Yep. You just left your guy. See, now, since he has that on here, we can't get into him. Now, I haven't hurt him or anything, but I know they were stuck in the bamboo for a little while. I just thought that was hilarious to be able to start the episode, and that's what's going on. So today is when we really start talking about villages, and I really want to get into this village update. And so what we need is an actual village that we can use. So what I have here is a village that is actually pretty close to our base. It is one of the closer ones, and it's also sort of in a plainsy type biome, which is going to be perfect for when we go to defend and set up this village and really start to work on this village. But before we do that, we need a way to travel here fast, and the best way is to find a location in this area and to hit F3 and take down this coordinates. So what you want to do is actually find the X and the Z coordinates, and you want to divide these numbers by 8. Doing that is going to give you the coordinates that you are going to need to put a portal in the nether, and then one will generate pretty much here. So I'm going to take these coordinates, and what we're going to do is we should be, I've already got it calculated, we're going to be at negative 59, of course 69, and then 46 in the nether. So it should actually be pretty close to where our building's at, or to where our actual base is at. But if you notice, this village also has a little bit of something over here as well. So this village is super, super cool. And what we're going to need to do is make sure we defend this village to the best of our abilities, because we don't want zombies, we don't want things like that killing our villagers, because that just is not going to be okay. We really need to make sure that we defend these. We got to make sure we keep these villagers happy, because these villagers are going to be our source for a lot of things in the future. And there's only so many nearby, so we're going to need to make sure that we can contain ourselves and keep everything up and running. Now, I just noticed something. There's an Enderman here. I need to be killing as many of these as I possibly can. And this is the best way to do it if you see one in the overworld. Just hit it right here, because we need these ender pearls. We are going to be needing those. So I'm going to make my way back home, and then we're going to head into the nether and see how far we're going to have to travel in the nether in order to set this portal up. So now that we're in the nether, we need to really figure out what direction we need to be going. And I do know already this way is going to take us into the negatives. And then on the other side, we need to go this direction. So we really need to probably figure out where at in this direction we need to sort of take things. So I need to kind of go in one direction a little bit until we reach like 46. So yeah, in our Z coordinates, we need to be at 46. Right now we're at 4 and 3. Right now we're at 3. So if we keep going, that's going to hit us there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and elbow this, and we're going to start going in this direction until we reach where we need to be. So I'm going to go ahead and get that mostly done. That way we can get another portal set up and teleport through it, and hopefully it works. So as you can see from my inventory, something bad happened. And I literally lost all of my items to lava. I was working on breaking through here and some lava fell and I thought I could clean it up. I just got trapped in a giant ball of lava. And unfortunately all my stuff was gone. But luckily I had enough materials at my base that I could just go ahead and get myself a little bit of everything that I would actually need. But I am completely bare right now. I have no armor. And luckily we're in this cave, so we're pretty fine there. But what I do need to do is we need to just dig just a little bit further. And hopefully we don't run into any more lava, because that was just not okay in the slightest. But we are pretty much there. Like, we're at 56, negative 56 there, negative 57, negative 59. Let's go ahead and get this portal built right on this block right here. Now, I do want to do my best to not mess up. 3. We'll go up. We should be able to make a perfect portal here, because I did go ahead and get 14 just to make sure. Now when we light this, this should take us right to that village. Fingers crossed that it does. It should create a new portal. Oh my, guys. And takes us right into the village, right where I want it to be. That is perfect. And there's our beautiful guy over there. This is going to be great. Now I think this was it's a little bit off from where it was, but we have it right near the town center. So if I was to pull this back a little bit, we might be able to move this portal around if I broke this one. And broke the one that's currently there. But so far, this is going to be just fine. Having this portal here, I think we can build around it. And guys, we can start finally working on this village. And sort of clean things up. Get these builds looking a little bit better. I do want to get it all torched up. So I am going to need a lot of torches. I do need to figure out what to do with that, because it is really close to this guy. And the closer I get to that, the more raiders are going to come out of it. So we might need to kind of prepare ourselves. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the base, get some stuff, which we should be able to just, head into here. And head back to the base, because it's actually not a very far walk. So if we take this all the way down, fix that. We take this all the way down, which I plan on getting some steps in here. And we walk across and avoid the lava at all costs. We should end up in here, in which we can kind of jump, and that speeds us up a little bit. And here we are. So that's a pretty quick trip in order to get to a village. And we're right back at our base. So I mean, you can't lie. That's pretty good. Can we access this guy if he's invisible? Where is he at? He does turn himself invisible at night, by the way. Oh, you can. As you can see, he's got his friend back, even though we still have ours. Our friend is still over here, I believe. Yeah, he's still over there. He's still hiding. So, pretty cool that we were able to get one of these guys. All right. Now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and build myself back up. I'm going to get my armor back on, get some more iron armor. Potentially, well, I would say we enchant, but we lost all of our experience. Bummer, man. Such a bummer. We're going to have to get some Fs in chat for that. Anyways. I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then hopefully get some blocks so we can start figuring out what we're going to do to sort of protect this village. So one of the big things we need to do is probably torch up a lot of this area. Just to make sure that like zombies and stuff aren't spawning so frequently. And sort of, you know, like these areas are going to definitely need to be cleared up. What I want to do though is really stay away from that place over there. And what we're going to do is make this village a little bit smaller. Because right now this village is honestly too big in my opinion. It's just going to be too big for us to handle everything going on. So what we'll do is we'll start to consolidate this village, make it a bit smaller. Villagers kind of are different now. They really work off of the beds, and also sort of a jigsaw type structure on how these villages are set up. But you could really get a lot of the villagers to one place if you just remove all of their beds, and you give them only a certain location to go to the beds. So that's a kind of an interesting concept, right? So instead of doors, villagers need beds. And that's what we're going to be able to set up. Ooh, what do you got? Man, nothing. I really want a silk touch pick. Or silk touch anything, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to be getting a lot of this stuff set up. And we'll be able to kind of control what our villagers are using. What our villagers are giving us as trades. And that's going to be something we're going to be working on as we go. But like I said, I really want to make sure that nothing bad is going to be spawning here. And that's why I'm just really torching the place up. Making sure that no baddies are going to be spawning and killing our precious villagers because they are going to be very useful for us. And that cat is just so timid. There we go. Yeah, we have most of this done. This, of course, needs to be cleaned up down here. I don't think there needs to be paths down here for any particular reason. The village is really just up on this hill, which also gives it a bit of a barrier in itself. But yeah, a lot of these buildings we don't really need. So what we should do is go through and start sort of taking out certain things. Like beds. We need to sort of just start removing beds and getting them put in a certain location. So, ooh, there's a cleric. And also, I really want to see what some of these villagers have for trades. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to go through here. We're going to find some beds. There's a farmer over there. And we're going to try and centralize where these guys are at. And what that's going to allow us to do is sort of break down some of these huts here and just have a smaller village. So here's a good thing. If you want to keep your villagers safe, what we can do is make sure, of course, that the area is torched up. And of course, I did just see that there was a zombie that managed to make his way in here. But what we can do now is, now that we have all of our beds in a central location, we can sort of trap our villagers. And that's really what we want to do. We want to make sure that our villagers are stuck in a safe-ish place. And to do that, we can literally build a fence around where they're sleeping. And that will generally keep them safe-ish. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm also building it around this center area, because this is like the center of our village, more or less. So I'm going to go ahead and place this, follow along this path, just like so. And what we're doing is we're just building a safe area for our friendly foe, or for not foe, our friendly villagers. And yeah, we should just be able to build this all the way around. Of course, making sure this is nice and open. And doing this should prevent mobs from being able to get in here. At least that's the ultimate goal. It's like this. Mobs can't get over this, so there we go. Alright, so eventually we're going to be able to control these guys' profession and things like that, and that's what I want. And I also want to be able to breed these guys. So having a enclosed space like this should help to protect them. Now, keep in mind that you might end up with a couple of bad guys, potentially like skeletons, getting in here and trying to shoot these guys. We don't want that. So we're going to have to be able to protect our lovely villagers in here later on in another way. And I even think that those pesky guys on the other side can even get in here. These guys, the raiders. I don't want them to shoot at these guys. So yeah, we are going to have to come up with better defenses later on. But for right now, this is going to work pretty decent. So I started taking down a couple of buildings. I did take down a couple of buildings that were over here, but if you notice, if you keep your villagers away from their block, that changes their profession, which Minecraft has a wonderful list that tells you all the different professions for these guys. We can now start to sort of force these guys into a profession. Now, keep in mind, we could technically change all of these guys into a particular profession. And I'm going to use Electron because Electron is going to change at least one of them into a librarian. The librarian has a really cool feature. It can potentially give you a book that you can use to enchant your materials with, and it can give you things like mending and all kinds of other cool stuff. Unfortunately, I don't want you in here as you are a nitwit, and you serve no purpose to me. But anyways, yeah, they will go to what is called an unemployed profession, which is kind of cool. On their wiki, it is literally called unemployed. And what we can do, like I said, is place down a lectern. And also we can breed these guys if we want to, by feeding them if we give them some food, or even make a couple of them where they harvest crops. But once we remove their profession blocks, even though they're in their town, they will change like this. So let's go ahead and change some of these guys' profession by placing this in here. And as you can see, this guy picked up that profession, and it gave him Curse of Binding. Now what we can do is remove this, and the profession goes away. If we replace it again, it looks like he picked it up, and now he has power 2. So, with that being done, it kind of gives us control over what we can and cannot do when it comes to what things we can get out of these guys. So this is super powerful. And if you separate these guys, you can actually force this onto the same guy every time. So really powerful. I'm not gonna lie, this is super powerful. Look at this. So that guy got it. This has power. If we remove it long enough, you'll see it went away. Both of them went away. That guy picked it up. He's got loyalty too. I think maybe if we leave it long enough, another one might actually take it over. All depends. There we go. We know that he disappeared from it. This guy picked it up. Fire aspect. So yeah, we can keep doing this over and over again until we get the enchant we want. Now, it could take a long time before you get the proper enchant. So keep that in mind. But keep in mind as well, when you're working on your villages, you need at least 3 beds in your village in order for your villagers to breed. I believe they will not breed if there is less than 3 in here. So you need to keep that in mind. Also, you may want to gate this off. I think I'm going to actually break down some of the fence, because I don't want them going into the portal here, because they can travel into this portal. So I do want to make sure to cap that off, because that is no good if we have villagers just thinking that they're okay to just go into the portal, because we will lose them that way. But anyways, this is working out pretty well. This guy, it seems like he got close enough to one of these blocks. There is a masonry block over there, and so he will become a mason. But like I said, they'll keep like taking their stuff, and they will slowly but surely lose it. But overall, this one is really powerful. Turning them into a librarian, getting all these different enchants, and that's pretty expensive. 44. Oof. So yeah, and later on you can also get discounts from these guys. Depth Strider. All of these things are well worth it. By the way, this thing is pretty easy to make. It's just a couple slabs and a bookcase. I have no idea how he got up there. I think he was fighting a zombie. The zombie, somehow he got shot up in the air. I have not a clue. But that's what I have set up so far. Guys, let me know what you think about this villager setup. I know we're going to be working a lot with villages very soon in the next couple of episodes. We're really going to be focusing on how these work. Oh, I think this guy wants in. I don't know if I want to let you in without letting all the other guys out. Come on, you know you want in there. Bummer. I don't want to let you guys out. Get back in there. Get in there. No, we lost one. Oh well. Anyways. Look at this. 32 rotten flesh. We have a farm. So we can actually farm some of these guys if we really want to. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is a really, really cool stuff we can do. And I am super excited to be able to learn with you guys. Because I'm learning about these villages slowly but surely. And I really do enjoy learning them with you. So over the next couple episodes, we're really going to be working more with this village. We're going to be able to separate all these villagers once we get a villager breeder, because I would like to have a villager breeder set out and sort of get started. So let's see. This guy wants in now because he has a bed. And yeah, they're going to all sleep because bad guys will spawn. These guys are trying to sleep in their bed. There's not enough beds for them. So yeah, they're just going to sit on top of them. Nice. Anyway, or knock them off the bed. Look at that. That is kind of weird. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.